Hello and welcome to the Dinosaw for episode 3 of 2023. If you like these, give it a like, send it to a friend, all that good stuff. But other than that, let's crack on. First one is Hasbro's Pulse Selfies series. Hard to say. So Pulse is really their fan area. It's where they do superhero type things as well. Now you can make your own face as a superhero. So you download their Selfie app and you scan your face, you upload a few selfies, it will reconstruct your face, you send it through the app and you pay $59.99, I think it is, dollars, and they will send you your own superhero. There you go. It's only available in the US, which is a bit of a boo, but I can imagine this will come worldwide soon. There you go. Now there have been some of these available in sort of niche players before, but now Hasbro are in the market. You can make sure that you'll all probably get one of these at some time in the next 3 years. This is a bit of a sciencey thing, and poor old rats get it again. So this is really about three things. One is about stem cells, another one is about the brain, another one is about actually detecting what's going on in the brain. So the first one is stem cells. So this is using human skin cells and then turning them into their native cells so they can turn into anything. Those were then turned into brain cells implanted into rats. So the brain cells went into rats' brains. So essentially you've got a mini human brain in a rat's brain. Now for the first time they've managed to actually detect that when the mouse sees light, then the human brain cells actually also trigger. So therefore something has happened where the human brain cells have connected with the rat's brain cells, and the rat's brain cells are then communicating through to the humans one using the rat's eyes and and senses. So that is kind of cool. Now the third thing, as I mentioned, was using sensors for this, and now I've used graphene sensors. So for the first time they've managed to use these kind of hyper fast sensors to actually detect what's going on in the brain. So there you go. Now I can only imagine what would happen if you could infuse your brain with another animal. That would be pretty funky. As they always say, let us know in the comments what you'd like to be mixed with. This is the Bheart Band. Now, initially I thought this was something else, but it actually turns out to be not quite what I thought. So this is just the band. So you can put your normal watch on this. So if you like wearing a Rolex or a smartwatch or whatever, it will fit onto this. So this is a band that has power in it, i.e. it looks at ambient light, so solar, and also body heat, and therefore generates its own electricity to power its health sensors which are within it. So you can wear it as a band on its own, I guess, which will connect to your smartphone and therefore communicate all of those good stats. But it can actually just attach to a normal watch. So at the moment it doesn't actually power the watch itself, but this would be an amazing thing to see in the future, that it could actually power the watch itself and you won't run out of energy at the end of the day, etc, etc. So that's kind of cool. The Bheart Band. Ryan Reynolds announced or published a really cool ad, very simple ad. Now this is for Mint Mobile. Now Ryan owns part of Mint Mobile, has done for a few years, and used ChatGPT to actually write the script. Now many places at the moment are looking at script writing and copywriting using ChatGPT, and obviously Ryan has jumped the gun a little bit and also just used it for an ad. So he asked it for a joke, a curse word, and just to mention the brand promises, like it's still the offer is still going, and also the big wireless, etc, etc, and it did all of those, and as Ryan said himself, mildly terrifying but compelling as well. So if you're not getting your ads written by ChatGPT right now, then maybe you should look at that. It was actually quite a good script. This was something that I saw at CES. I wasn't actually there. This is something that came out of CES. And, as I'm saying here, not all innovation needs to be unicorns and lasers and whiz-bang. This is just a connector, but it's a connector that I think we've all wanted. So this is essentially a small keyring. It folds in on itself, but it has a whole bunch of connectors, inputs and outputs. So it can read USB and USB-C inputs, but actually it can output in micro USB, USB-C, and also the Apple Lightning connector as well. So that's kind of neat, available from all good stores wherever you shop for your gadgets. There you go, that's nice. We have ESP, a little bit like the rat thing I talked about earlier. So this is ESP, so this is the Earth Sciences Project. It's been going for a few years now. But I noticed they had actually published their technical roadmap towards decoding non-human communication, basically. So what that really means is they're looking to talk to animals and vice versa, understand what animals are saying to us or to themselves. So their paper really is saying they've got a load of data, or they need a lot of data, and now it's not just about noises, it's actually about what the context of the noises were, and it's collecting all of that data is really, really tough. So you can't just hear dolphin squeaks, like what are they doing doing when they do the squeaks, for instance, and how are they working in a pack, or how are they doing with food at the time, etc. However, you then put that through language models, and as we've seen in all sorts of things with AI at the moment, it can generate language, it can understand speech, those sorts of things. We're now applying that to animals, and therefore there is this large data set that we're now developing that can hopefully, well, they're not calling it a Dr. Dolittle device, although the headlines were calling it that. They're saying it's definitely not that, but also, it is the future. If you've got 50 million species on the planet, what would you talk to them about, and how would you use them in, and how would you understand them? So I thought it was a really interesting project, using all the stuff that we've seen in human things, but for the good stuff, the animal communication. And finally, we have the LOL verifier. So often when you do hear people say LOL or ROFL, did they really laugh out loud? So this is actually brilliant. So this is by Brian Moore, who trained a system to listen to laughs, so it knows what a laugh is. It also then listens to your typing, or watches your typing. If you do the characters LOL, it actually says, did I actually hear a LOL recently? And if it didn't, it doesn't verify it. And if it did hear a LOL, it actually puts a little verification in line with your message or your tweet. So I thought that was really awesome. Clearly a bit of nonsense, but also just a really good bit of fun. Really like 3D printing as well. Well done. There you go. If that was interesting, then give it a like. As I say, leave some weird comments below. Always like those. And I will see you next week.